Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever.
Rejoice, O you who have borne the guide of the lost. This is our theme for this pilgrimage to this shrine this year. Guide of the lost. I'm lost. The world seems to be lost. Is there hope? We hear someone say, I'm lost, or someone else is lost. We may think that the person is hopeless. A lost cause, we call it. Or perhaps the person just doesn't know the way. Or perhaps the person is just so caught up in his surroundings that he just doesn't know where he is. A lost cause. The gospel story speaks of a man that brings the son and says he's in a serious condition. The devil has him. Your disciples couldn't do anything. He is a lost cause. Death has a hold on him. And Jesus says, no. No. There is a power greater than death, greater than sickness. And that power is God. And that power is in me because I am the Son of God. A couple weeks ago, I was visiting a family, and the little 4-year-old mentioned to me, he said, you baptized me. And I said, yes. And he said, now I can be good. Then another day, I was there, and he was out on the street, and a lady was pushing a baby. And his mother was there, and the mothers started to chat, and the one mother who had the baby said, oh, he's a good baby. My little friend said, was he baptized? Baptism gives power. The power to be good. It's not just a blessing. It's not just an initiation into a life, although it's that. But there is a power in the holy sacraments, in the mysteries of God. And you and I, as baptized Christians, share that. And these mysteries or sacraments that follow continue to do that for us. We are not a lost cause. We have God among us. Jesus said, whenever 2 or 3 are gathered together, there am I in their midst. Speaking of the church, there is no lost cause unless it is a cause that is in contradiction to God's purpose. We're well aware of the horrors coming out of the Middle East, Gaza, Egypt. The horrors against Christians and those others who are minority religions. At the end of the liturgy today, we are going to say the prayer that the Chaldean patriarch offered us. A couple more papers in the back if you didn't get one. But, and then we're also going to sing to the Mother of God, a hymn that dates back to at least 250, almost 200 years. The first time they found it was in Egypt. How appropriate for us to sing that hymn now. And we know that Byzantines and even the Roman Catholics have it. Nothing personal. Now, we all share this hymn. It is indeed a hymn of unity. It is a unity that we must have with the people of the Middle East. See, a number of you have the little badges. Mine fell off. Many of yours fell off as well, with the nun on it. I thought it was interesting. The letter nun, or nun, I don't really know how it's pronounced in Arabic, but it stands for the Nazarene, and it's painted on the door to say these people are not ours. How appropriate for us to stand up with them and say, yes, I too am Christian. You want to put that symbol on me? Fine. Because I know that that is the only power that can conquer the power of evil. Perhaps we're lost because we don't know the way. First, of course, in order to say I don't know the way, I need to know where I'm going. Today, mostly GPS can help us if we get lost. GPS. And if we do get lost, if we get separated, the GPS recalculating, and it'll tell us where to get from there. That point. It's a beautiful thing. It helps us to get from where we are to where we're supposed to be. And again, God, this guide of the lost, as the theme suggests, this guide of the lost, He is the way. Jesus said, I am the life and the truth. But He also said, I am the way. He is the way. If we want to know how to get to life, we follow His way. We may think we're lost. St. Paul, describing himself and the other apostles, said, we're fools. People think we're fools. We're weak. We're sneered at. Hungry, thirsty, poorly clad, roughly treated, wandering about homeless. He said, but that's okay. We may seem to be lost, but we have a guide. We know where we're going, and we know who will get us there. God tells us when we say we are lost, just like we may say to a child in a grocery store, if you ever get lost, go to the checkout counter and stand there and don't move. If you start hunting for me and I start hunting for you, we'll never find each other. Go where I know you will be. And God tells you and me that too. You think you're lost? Then go to where humanity meets God, divinity, in the holy mysteries. Go to confession. Approach Holy Communion. Receive the anointing of the sick. This is where you will find me and I will find you. Because that is where I'm going to look for you. And there are other extensions of the sacrament, of course. Prayer and fasting. As the apostles were told, that this is what you need to do if you want to be vehicles of God's power. Perhaps we're lost in our surroundings. We might think of Finding Waldo, where that little character is somewhere in this mass of people. We're lost in the masses. We're lost. We can't find ourselves. We need, and our goal is to be lost in the presence of God. What a beautiful thing. In contemplative prayer, we enter into prayer so much that we forget ourselves. Lost in thought, perhaps, but perhaps even better is lost in prayer. Lost in contemplation of God. What a beautiful experience. And it's available to all. If we want that kind of experience of not being lost in the masses, of just being another cog in the wheel, we need first of all to trust. Jesus tells us, what is lost is trust or faith. We need the meeting points with God. We need cooperation. We need to be ready to do what God expects of me. We need community. The kind of community that looks at us not as just another number, social security number to be taxed, or not just another nameless entity, but he knows us by name. And we need a parish, a community that will provide us with that personhood. In our upcoming pastoral plan, we're going to look at those four things. We're going to try to deepen discipleship, deepen our commitment to God, based on our faith in Him. Renewal of our commitment to the Holy Sacrament. Increased participation in Holy Confession and Holy Communion and attendance on Sunday, especially on holy days, at the Divine Liturgy. We're going to look at cooperation. How can I collaborate with God? What is my vocation? If I'm called to the priesthood, that is where God expects me to be. If I'm called to the monastic life or consecrated life, that is where God expects me to be in this community of faith. If I'm called to marriage, how important that will be for us. Society needs its building block of good, honest, traditional marriage. We need the community then also. We can't deny that. We can't be a person without a community. God is calling us to this personal relationship with Him in and through the church. And so we need to strengthen our parishes. It's wonderful to come together at the pilgrimage like this. But how much more important it is for us to go back to the parish and take what we've received here and share it with each other. Mary is the image or icon of the church. She is the one that represents what it means to be church, to bring God into the world, because the world needs salvation now just as much as when she brought Jesus into the world. We need Him. The church will work as Mary did, to be the one who bears Him who guides the lost. Society may seem to be lost, but it's not a lost cause. It may have lost the way, but it can regain the way. And it can be lost in the very presence of God. The world needs the church. The church needs you. Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory to